welcome to the Psalm TV Morning Show. My name is Abraham Mainajoda, and today is a wonderful Wednesday, as I choose to call it today. It's that day whereby you look at what you've done from the beginning of the week and trying to balance it with what you will do before the week comes to an end. It's neither here nor there. It's far to last weekend and not too close to the upcoming weekend. So, but it's a day whereby you can take a chill and look at what you've done so that you can do better before the week comes to an end. And with me this morning on the Some TV Morning Show are two wonderful guests. Not guests, we have one guest and one regular analyst on the show. Well, let me start with my partner on this program, Mr. Daniel Kukwe, the Director of News and Public Affairs on Some TV. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Abraham, and good morning to you out there.
Once again, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and on my right is a young advocate for good governance and youth transformation. He's also an executive director at Will Unite Youth Development Initiative. With me is Mr. Magaji Buluskago, popularly known as Max B. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Abraham, and good morning, our viewers.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Your profile shows that you have a BSc Economics, CEO Max P Integrated, Interglobal Company and Multilinks, and Executive Director of Will Unite Youth Development Initiative, Country Director Advocates for Good Governance and Youth Transformation Initiative. That's a big one on your CV.
Thank you.
You should be wearing big agbada.
Sometimes the big agbada is not actually for some of us.
Okay, it's not for
thank you.
Okay, I can see it. Yeah, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, before we go to other issues, let's just look at what we have on the papers today. Yes. Well, the weather is just what it is. Looks like it will rain, but it won't rain. Like you now, do you prefer the rain to continue or this break is necessary?
Well, it's a rainy season. It should do what it wants, so long as it doesn't bring flood. So.
But there was warning that from between Monday to Wednesday, there will be rains in this Tarabas part of the state that we're expecting rains that will lead to flood. So while we're expecting the rain, we also pray that the rain does not come too much so that there wouldn't be flood. Do you farm?
Yes, I farm.
So definitely, you are also monitoring the rain.
I'm a great farmer. I farm. I farm for a living.
Oh, you farm for a living. That's great. I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
I farm for a living.
So definitely, you can't come from a state like Taraba, even if not because of the flood, you monitor the rain because of farming. Agriculture is one of it's our major.
It's our mainstay. Even the civil servants, even the businessmen do farm. I saw somebody that sells vehicle spare part, an Igbo man for that matter. He has a very large piece of land that he cultivates rice. And you need to see how he's attending to that farm. What are the ways attending to his spare part shop?
Definitely.
An Igbo man.
Definitely. Yeah, people. One thing is that the moment people begin to see agriculture as business, definitely more people will go into it. So let's go to the papers. We start with the Guardian. Well, let me just take some of the stories on the cover page of the Guardian. Then we'll go to the Wadada Soludo throw weight behind Tinubu for 2027. Then we have another story. NCOs declares low drug supply personnel for 8,000 inmates with health need. The reps pushing to make appeal court final judge in Guba poll disputes. They called strike out 60 billion naira criminal suit against ex-AMCOM boss. The story is on page 29. Then troops killed several terrorists in Borno field ambush. News on page 30. Then Lagos moves to regulate rents, curb abuse with new tenancy bill. Story on page 6. Ghanaian fault Kwara killing alerts on fresh South crisis in Southwest. News is on page 7. Then the major headline says outrage over Ibom air incident as IG order Kwam1's probe. Let me take it from the perspective of the Guardian and say what began as a confrontation on an E-bomb air flight that exploded into a national row over human rights, privacy, and due process, drawing lawyers, regulators, civil society groups, and the public after passenger Ms. Comfort Emerson was banned for life. The Nigeria Bar Association yesterday strongly condemned the treatment of Emerson during the August 10, 2025 incident and the ban imposed on her by the airline and the airline operators of Nigeria. In a related development, the Nigerian police force has begun investigating Fuji musician Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, also known as Kwam1, over his alleged unruly behavior that reportedly obstructed the safe operation of an aircraft at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. In a statement signed by its president, Afam Osigwe, SAN, and Secretary General Dr. Mobolaji Ojibara, the NBA described the airline's action as heavy-handed, unlawful, and a grave affront to the rule of law and human dignity. The treatment of Ms. Comfort Emerson by Ebon Air was reckless and violated her right to dignity of a human person, the statement read. The NBA said it was deeply disturbing that Ms. Emerson was forcibly removed from the aircraft, stripping her of her clothing in public, and subjected to a mutilation that was filmed and circulated online. Noting that such conduct was degrading, violated her rights to dignity and privacy, and fall short of standards of civility and professionalism expected in the aviation sector. And I think somewhere the NBA also said that they will provide pro bono services to Ms. Comfort Emerson. Let me start with Mr. What's your view on this?
Yes, I think the report is talking about how they perceive it to be double standard, while Comfort is being prosecuted and Kwam1 is being allowed to walk free. I think it was the fund that issued a statement, was it yesterday or the day before, to explain that it is not their responsibility to pursue the prosecution of Kwam1. In the case of Comfort, it is the airline, the IBOM airline that pressed the charges, and how she is now arraigned and is being kept in custody for further appearance in the court. So I don't think it is double standard as been insinuated in the report. Now, I think there are a report this morning that the Inspector General of Police has directed that the police should go ahead and investigate the issue of Kwam1 and see how he can be prosecuted too. The truth is, though Nigerians have a way of breaking these laws anyhow, because I don't understand the rationale behind all those actions, all those drama. It's like a movie, considering the one for Comfort Emerson. It was just like a movie thing, not like a real life thing that can happen in real life. Some insinuations said she wants to boost her followers on social media and other things like that. But I think that's way beyond. It's like going to the extreme. Whatever reasons that has made her done that, it is uncalled for, it is not necessary. There are better ways of doing, if it is the truth that she wants to increase her followers on social media. I think this is a very bad way of depicting yourself. Those people who, in the attempt to bring her under control, went to the extreme too, because you will see some part of the video making the rounds in the social media where some part of her body that were not supposed to be shown to the public and other things like that. She was so rude that day, so stubborn, so outrageous that you begin to wonder whether it was she came prepared to fight.
Max B, what's your view?
I think I have a contrary view to what my boss is saying. If you actually go through the clip circulating online, you will see that the initial thing that happened wasn't shown. Some people have a view. In fact, I've listened to one audio yesterday online that somebody who was on that plane with Miss Comfort said initially Comfort wasn't rude. That the air attendant asked her to put her phone off, and she said, "My phone is on flight mode, and I don't think it's it can do this, and I'm only trying to edit some videos and stuff like that, that the air attendant now picked the phone from her and smashed it on inside the plane. So sometimes you try to find out what actually transpired, because to me, I have this same view with other people that feel the airline operators decide to show to the public the parts they want. And to a large extent, I also see it as double standard. Miss Comfort is not the first person that acted like this. Adams Oshomole did this in the past. Okay. Then issue of Kwam1. Then why is Miss Comfort's own so different? In less than 12 hours, or let me say in less than 24 hours, Miss Comfort is in Kirikiri. Imagine these kind of things now sometimes fuel this issue of gender inequality and stuff like that. People will start saying because she's a lady. I suggest.
The person she fought with is also a lady.
Despite the fact that the person she fought with is a lady, it is a known thing that others did something close to what she did, or some worse than what she did. But
well, I think FAN said something that caught my attention when they said it is not their responsibility to push charges.
Let me just use, for example, you come to the studio, you have an issue with me, and you come, you have an issue with me. When on that issue, I decide to report to the police of your case. The police will arrest you and take charges.
Yes.
But if I did not report it,
yes, the police will
not. The will not take. I think that's what they said. They said IBOM, in the case of Kwam1, IBOM did not press further.
Yes.
It did not press charges against Kwam1. But in the case of, because you assaulted one of their staff, I think that's why they
pressed charges.
But again, if you look at it, I will fault the two sides.
Okay.
One, I don't think IBOM handled it professionally. It should be handled. If there are better ways that it should be handled, I think they didn't handle it professionally. But again, Miss Comfort, contrary to what I said, I've read accounts. Her phone was not broken. It was someone that picked her phone and helped her to
switch it off.
And it was even the phone she was using to do video of herself being restrained from going out. Whatever it is that happens, we need to learn to control our emotions. That is my advice. From all the videos I've seen, she has shown. That's why I say those in this should share videos and come out and go to the authorities, not social media. Social media will not. Social media will just create emotion. Will not solve everything. Go to the court, and that's why FAN is calling for those who are in the flight, who have contrary evidence, or who have evidence against her or for her, to come forward. Not to share it all, not only to share it all. You can share it on social media, but if you are called, will you come? The thing is that Nigerians must learn to obey the rules and to behave themselves. She has clearly shown that she behaved unruly, same way with Kwam1. But the truth of the matter is that we shouldn't encourage such behavior, because we've seen several times people trying to enforce their rights in a way that is not, and nobody. Your rights to whatever you do ends where the right of another person starts.
Begins, yes.
If you become unruly on a plane, you are endangering the life of every other person.
Especially on the assertion that if you leave your phone without putting it off,
it may affect this.
It may affect so many things, and people's life may be in danger. That is quite serious. Then another thing I want us to look at is that air hostess that was being slapped, and she was right on top of it. She didn't exhibit, she didn't retaliate. You understand? She was just trying, based on the video, the Comfort slapped her. Somehow she was a little bit calm, and she was calling on other people to come intervene, because ordinarily she would have. So I like that fact that she was a little bit more composed than Comfort.
If you see another part of the video, you see where Comfort was saying, "Allow me to pass," and the air hostess was
that, as at that point, a lot has happened before then. She videoed that point. You know, when you video what is good.
What you want. Yes.
They made a decision that she will not be allowed
to leave
because she has created, she has a disrupted flight.
But is there any other way she can be arrested within the airport since they've notified the airport security? Must they give her that inhuman treatment?
Well,
Did
she give the lady inhuman treatment?
They can at least two wrongs cannot make a
right.
Two wrongs cannot make a right. They can since they've notified the airport security, they can guide.
Maybe
they
stop
can,
her at the gate.
Yes, they can stop her at the gate. They can stop her at any point.
Like I said,
two wrongs cannot make a right. Was very rude.
Even when
very
she came down,
too rude.
when she came down, she was
still attacking. Yes.
I saw that part of the video.
She almost broke the phone.
She was fighting almost two men when she was even out of the plane. That's the security.
I saw. No, the thing is that more videos were made. But the thing is, we should.
I
disagree with the NBA saying they provide pro bono. There are a lot of people in prison rotting for what they didn't do in court. You've not provided assistance to the pro bono assistance to those ones, but you're picking a sensational case. That means you are encouraging bad behavior.
Normally, lawyers would like some of these cases because to make their name.
Not the NBA. This is not the NBA saying that they would. I disagree with the NBA. Okay. They should look for a way to resolve this, not providing pro bono services to. So people are in court every day without lawyers. That is the role of the NBA, not sensational cases like that.
And you know, we Nigerians are emotional, so sometimes you expect some of these things.
We are very emotional people.
Thank you, very emotional people.
Well, I think let's go to another case here. But I think there are a lot of people that the NBA can help, not someone or comfort a market. There are people who genuinely need this pro bono services.
Yes, it's true.
Then let's go to the Daily Monitor. The Daily Monitor says EFCC grant Tambuwal bail as ADC article will be false detention. Let's go to the story straight. Say the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has granted bail to former Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal after questioning over alleged fraudulent cash withdrawals totaling 189 billion naira. Tambuwal governed Sokoto State from 2015 to 2023 was invited to the EFCC headquarters in Abuja on Monday, arriving around 11:30 a.m. He was interrogated by investigators and subsequently detained at the Commission's corporate headquarters. According to the EFCC sources, the withdrawals are suspected to contravene the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. Former Sokoto State Governor has been okay. Let me see what. Okay, on Tuesday, sources said the former governor had been released after meeting his bail condition, which was described as not stringent. However, his passport remains in the custody of the EFCC. He has been released on administrative bail and he met all the bills. Max B, what do you think of this investigation by the EFCC of Tambuwal?
Yeah, I think is a step in the right direction, even though you have different views around that people feel EFCC is always witch hunting the opposition party. But I think EFCC investigating Tambuwal is a step in the right direction. 189 billion naira is not something that should just go down the line. On a budget of 1 million in a month, 1 million monthly, let's say you don't invest, you don't do anything, you just save it and be spending 1 million every month. It will take an individual 83 years and some months to finish spending 1 billion. Then what will you do with 189 billion taxpayers' money? What? Even though some people do say the EFCC is actually witch hunting opposition party. I don't agree with that. If actually such things happen, let Tambuwal pay the price and let the EFCC use him and set example for others. Bad as it may be, Nigeria will be better someday.
Thank you very much. Your view?
I've always been saying that EFCC this is not the first time they're handling this kind of cases, and we've not seen
Results.
results. You
We've seen
understand?
results in Taraba.
Yes, we've seen results in Taraba students. But what I'm saying is that based on percentage, it's insignificant. So we've
very
seen people like
insignificant.
that. In one way or the other, if it is true that he has stolen this money from the coffers of the government, he will look for a very good lawyer, and maybe this thing will keep dragging until we forget about it. As a nation.
Or
We're
he
looking-
becomes sick. He becomes sick.
or he
and
becomes sick, or he slumps in the corner, other things like that. So we're looking forward to this case
To
being
see.
concluded in a reasonable time, not too far away from now. You understand? Now he is on bail, he's free. He will go back to his village now, and you will see he will be welcomed with convoy. You understand? This is how it goes.
That's Nigeria for you.
You understand? I'm looking forward to this case being expedited. If he's going to be sentenced, he should be sentenced. If he's going to be acquitted, he should be acquitted. There is no point giving bail. It covered the faces of newspaper yesterday, and today he is free.
He's free.
And you may be surprised.
No,
that
it's a bailable offense. The thing is that EFCC cannot act out of the law.
The law.
Constitution.
It's true.
It's a bailable offense. And he has
is
met his administrative bail.
is it not the same thing we're saying? Whether whatever it is that they are using now, is that technicality, is that loophole?
That's not the fault of the EFCC. The EFCC will keep on doing.
I am still saying the same thing. There is a way. When was it that they brought this up on the newspapers and on the stories that were making the rounds, that before they make any arrest, investigations must have been concluded?
Conducted. And
You
concluded,
understand? So that by the
yes.
time the person is coming, you don't have to follow this process. Because I think this case may not, because Aminu Tambuwal is not a small politician, he's a big man. You understand? He's a big name in Nigeria. He has people who will support him, even if he is wrong. So we're looking forward to this. He will
We
go
have
back.
people supporting. We have the likes of Peter Obi.
We have the likes of Atiku.
Because they
Because
They say it will- now look at
They actually condemned it and said it's political.
It's
They-
political.
I don't know
Yes.
why we keep doing this. That means we keep giving excuses.
and
to
if
these
people like Atiku and the Peter Obi of this world are saying that it's political,
Do
you understand?
Not looking deep into the level of the crime.
My
They are
own-
now the two of them
One
are coming
hundred
to say
is
it's
something
political.
billion naira.
If it is
Opposition.
political, even if it is political, has he tempered with that 189 billion?
That is it.
That is
Because
it.
so there is no smoke without fire.
Yes,
AFCC
yeah.
must have made this arrest based on the fact that there are some evidences that has
If
proven
you are
that.
the opposition, if you are the opposition, and you really want to prove that you are better than the, whenever you are called to come and answer, if you are sure of yourself, the moment they said we need you, you will carry on your bags and go to EFCC. Here am I, prove me. And Nigerians will say, wow, this person. But when you begin to, your village people begin to write stories,
People
for
begin to
political assembly,
interfere.
then it shows that there's something.
There's something.
Because to me, I feel Tambuwal, well, let's give him the benefit of doubt. This is witch hunting. Issue, prove it to EFCC. If he's not prosecuted, if he's not investigated, we will never know the truth. 20 years later, we will say he did this. But let him come out. Let him provide the evidence that nothing like this happened. And then when it comes out to contest, we say, yes, this man was investigated and nothing came out of it.
And honestly, I feel it is too early for Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar to start saying it's political and stuff like that. These are people that are inspiring to be president of this country. If at the beginning of a trial like this, you start condemning the act of an act of EFCC arresting somebody like this over 180 billion, that means your government that you want to form is actually rooted on a faulty foundation.
And look at it. What if at the end of the day, Aminu Waziri Tambuwal is sentenced?
Good.
Do you
Imagine,
understand?
what will be
Because-
their reaction?
Yeah, so what will you now tell Nigerians
How
when
credible?
you already concluded from the onset that it is
It is.
political witch hunting?
We are not saying that the EFCC doesn't do one-sided, but the thing is that allow them to do their job. We shouldn't politicize every arrest.
Even if it is one-sided, as long as they are fighting crime, let them fight crime.
it. Nigerians-
One day, things
At
will
the
be
end of the
better.
day, let me even make you laugh. Tambuwal was part of the APC just some few years back.
Yes, back, yes.
And he was not the same side with Atiku and Obi.
Yes.
He was not on the same side
Yes.
with them.
Then-
And if at that period he was arrested, I'm very sure they will say they should prosecute him. Look at what happened with the case of Okowa.
Fine.
Yes.
When
Ivan
Okowa was arrested, this same set of people said Okowa was being persecuted because he was in the opposition. And those in the APC then said Okowa must face the full wrath
of
the
law. Yes.
Fast forward to now.
Now.
Okowa has joined the APC.
APC, and nobody is
The
talking.
same people who said Okowa must face the full wrath of the law have not been with Okowa. Meanwhile, those that said Okowa was with us then, they are saying that why is Okowa not facing trial?
not full
So
facing
what
trial,
they're taking us
other
for?
years.
But that is what. Do you know that if is EFCC still pushing the case against Okowa?
As far as I'm
Since-
concerned, they've not dropped the case. The case was adjourned. I don't know for how long. They have,
Well,
I've said it.
do you know? Is it possible that the media too is contributing to this? Because I'm looking forward to them, the press.
You are part of the media.
Yes,
You
I'm
should
just-
go and do your research on it.
I'm still saying the same thing. That is why I'm even discussing it on this platform so that you understand. I'm looking forward to investigations being pursued on the case of Okowa. What is the state of the case now? Are the case is it is
I'll
possible?
give you the assignment. Please do that for us. Tomorrow morning on the morning show.
It's okay.
Because one thing I know, I've said it, as long as we don't have special courts for trying corruption case, if it's the regular court, go check every other case apart from corruption case. You see people who face cases of stealing Maggi and they spend 5 years
Yes,
on
in
trial.
prison.
On trial.
On trial, yes.
Because the judges are overwhelmed, and then you see lawyers coming with all manners of technicalities to frustrate
Even
the
cases
the
of
case.
two fighting, just simple misunderstanding between two people, and by any chance the person is arrested and is in police custody and is being sent to the courts, you will discover that I know somebody. I was with one lawyer in one of the prisons in Jalingo. The person is there because of two fighting. You understand? He has misunderstanding with his friend, and somehow he has been arrested, and that is how he has been there for like 3 to 4 years now.
when you have a case, the judge is taking more than he can chew. The courts are
Yes.
the courts are not enough. The
Honestly.
cases they are not, and then again you will still use this archaic way of filing cases manually. So the judges are overwhelmed,
That's true.
and then so most times when they come, they just look at the case and just say, okay, no representative, not this, and sometimes the police prosecutor may not be around to
And you
prosecute
just-
the case.
yes.
So it is not only corruption cases that drag this long, although, so we need a special court for corruption. And then our laws must be looked into to expedite how we can treat not only corruption cases, but all cases. Well, I think we've taken that. Now, Max B, let's come to you. I would like to know your views. You said something which caught my attention. I saw it, you wrote it somewhere. You're a youth advocate.
Yes.
Okay. Now tell us, what kind of advocacy do you do for the youth?
In my capacity as the country director advocacy for good governance and youth transformation initiative Taraba, we advocate for youth involvement in government. That's one. Then we actually, what we advocate, one of our major advocacy is how do government come in to fix or reduce the level of unemployment in the state, because unemployment to the best of my knowledge and to the best of the knowledge of my organization is one of the major reasons why crime keep persisting in the country. In those days, in the early days, our forefathers don't know anything called armed robbery. In the early days, they don't know armed robbery. It got to our time, then armed robberies should face. After a while, because of the introduction of all this internet banking, the internet banking eliminated armed robbery. And now, what we are faced with is kidnapping. Do you know that the reason why crimes keep growing and taking different shapes, different level, is because people are so educated. A reasonable number of people have gone to school, acquire education, have a reasonable analytical skills that will analyze things and be like, okay, with this, if I do this, I can do this. Without this, I cannot do this. they have a wider brain, wider understanding of how to do things and succeed. So now because of the level of unemployment in the state, the level of education contributed to breeding more criminals because they are not employed. Yes. Once you go to school, you have this mentality of after school I'll get a job, have a good life, and at the end of the day, you graduated and see somebody who you are better off in school, and is now the one within the corridors of power, controlling wealth, doing all sorts of things. People go into crime. So now, what we are advocating is, if truly the government want to solve the problem of all these insecurity crimes in the country, the government must look into how to reduce the level of unemployment, eliminate unemployment, and our youth again must see all menial job as something that will earn them a living.
Please say that again.
Our youth must see all menial job, genuine menial job, as something that will earn us a living. Because the civil service is highly saturated, and cannot...
according to some report, with over 7,000 ghost workers. According
to some report, and even that issue of ghost workers, I think sometimes when we prioritize interest over competence, we will definitely fail. Okay. That issue of ghost workers, in my personal opinion, is caused by issue of incompetency. So our youths must find a way of doing one or two things, because the civil service cannot employ the number of graduates we have. This issue of coming to talk of this issue of ghost workers, how will you feel, say somebody has been working for many years, over 10 years, and he was declared ghost worker after certain level of biometric screening? That person is declared ghost worker. It's so unfair. It's so unfair. Our youth must find a way of employing themselves, especially in agriculture. Taraba State is a state where I believe just with only agriculture, Taraba State can fund its budgets internally, even without depending on federal allocation. So until we face unemployment head to head, we will definitely have no peace. So our advocacy is for governments to create enabling environments and also encourage people to go into all sorts of menial job that will put food on their table to reduce the level of crime in the state.
Now, what about this issue of some people, you see someone farming.
Yeah.
I ask him, do you have a job? They say, I'm unemployed. Mm-hmm. Or even someone that is helping someone to do maybe some menial job. You say I'm unemployed. But is it that because they don't see dignity in that kind of labor? How do you want to encourage them to always see dignity, whatever it is they do to end them?
Our upbringing matters a lot. When I was coming up, as a young man, my father was a retired civil servant, a principal. My father retired as a principal.
If he sees him with this,
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about my father's reaction to my physical look. I don't want to talk about that, because I know I used to plait. After a while, I lower my head. But let's not go to that. And when I was coming up, the impression I have from my parents is, go to school, read your books well, do this. At the end of the day, you'll be employed, you will have money, you will get a good job and stuff like that. Anytime we follow our colleagues to the bush to pick plum, what's the name of this fruit called katanya? We pick shea butter. We pick to go to the market and sell. My father will flog me and say, go and read your books. Go and read your books. Our parents believe that once you have formal education, you get certificate, you will get a job, and that is the job they call job. Now, when someone is a farmer, he farms and he tells you that he is unemployed, he's looking for a job, that person don't really know what unemployment is. In the real sense, most of the farmers earn more than the civil servant. As a graduate, okay, is of recent that I know that a salary of a new employed graduate is, I think, around, is it up to 70 or something thousand? But the last time I know, when it was around 40, 46, 40 something, you earn 46,000 monthly, for instance, then annually your annual income will be like around less than 1 million. Then you go to the villages and see all these young boys that farm. In those days when grains were sold at the rate of 60 something, 70 something thousand per bags, you will see a young boy of 19, 20, 25 getting like 30 bags of maize, 30 bags of rice and stuff like that. That is employment. We misunderstood the concept of employment. So a lot of people feel until you are employed under the civil service, that is when
where you get monthly
earnings. To the point that even if you work in the private sector, some people will still think you are not employed.
They keep saying that job. There is no job security. We've
seen civil servants who worked 35 years and retired without the security.
Without the security at the same time.
You understand? So it's just the
mindset.
The mindset
it's just
and the way you're able to harness
your. It's just the mindset.
Defined employment. That is what is disturbing a lot of people. But again, come to think of it, you said something about Kananya, that's shea butter.
Yes.
Recently, I hosted Xanao Mekaswa, the special advisor to the governor on agriculture, and it's also he was appointed the MDC of Taraba Aggregating
Company, Aggregate Company,
which we liaise with Lagos State to feed Lagos State from Taraba. And that shea butter was one of the major things he said can generate
revenue for
us, because now, if you a jerry can, a 20-liter jerry can of shea butter oil, the last time someone close to me, my sister bought it, was 70-something thousand.
Yes. And we have it in abundance.
So
in
just
the States.
Imagine if you've continued that your shea butter this thing while going to school, you are also doing that business. Do you know by now you'll have exploited it to something bigger? That is if you are not doing it now, and you wouldn't even care thinking of civil service.
Yes. One of the mistake is formal education is overrated. That's the truth, and it's one of the major reasons why unemployment keep persisting. Okay, we have two forms of education, both formal and informal. In no book you will see one being prioritized as one is better than the other. Okay, if I am a tailor now, if I'm a fashion designer, I make a living out of it. Before becoming a fashion designer, I undergo training under, let's say, my boss. Yeah. That is education, but it is informal. If I am a metal fabricator, I learn how to weld irons and stuff like that. Before learning, the process of learning from that point to the point where I will be on my own is another form of education. It is practical, and it solve problems practically, unlike all these theoretical form of education that you get certain level, you get to certain level of level of knowledge on theory that you cannot even apply it practical. Now, people prioritize the civil service job. People prioritize the formal education and neglect the informal form of education.
And we also go for theoretical courses instead of technical courses.
Yes, instead of technical courses. Imagine, one thing annoys me these days. Almost every senator, every member of Reps wants to move a bill for establishment of universities. Rubbish. To me, I feel Nigeria should not have more than 37 universities. Conventional universities. All other institutions should be converted to technical schools where you learn more in practicals. Nigeria should produce all the food we consume. Nigeria should produce all the cars we drive. A clear example is the Innocent. Nigeria should produce all the clothes we wear. Nigeria should produce all the shoes and everything that we need, because we have all the natural resources. We have all both the natural resources, the human capital resources. We have them. So by the time we deviate from too much focus on formal education, that yes, on this certificate issue, and
the benefit of the certificate, which is
to work
money.
Yes, to money, which is yes to work and get money.
If you are an engineer now and you manufacture something that is not going to give you money, with the patency, with the fact that even that device that you patented is helping, people may not even give you the considerations you needed.
But you know, there's nothing you produce that work for people that will give you money.
Well, there's nothing.
Except that thing does not work for
people. I'm talking about, look at the Innocent that you mentioned now. Even at the stage that Innocent is now, he's not been encouraged.
Yes.
To the extent that he's supposed to be. That is the problem with him.
Yes.
You understand?
But you know one thing, Innocent will not tell you he's making profit.
Yes,
no,
he's making profit. Innocent is exporting his cars to so many countries. It's just that there's this concept that a prophet is not honored in his hometown. That is what is happening to Innocent. Okay, in Taraba now, we have the capacity to produce everything and be like what we have, Aba don't have. If you go to Aba, you go to Anambra, you go to Abia, let's say taking Onitsha and Aba as a case study. If you go there, when you say, when your mates are arguing and you say, you want to do this, they will say, come on, will you shut up, you son of a civil servant? You see how they belittle civil servants. That is because they have been exposed into knowing what business is, what creating something to solve somebody's needs. Once you do, how that will put food on your table, how that will put money in your pocket. But here in our state, we have everything in abundance, but we don't focus on it. All we concentrate about is, how do I get employed by the local government? How do I get, being employed by whether local government, state government, or federal government is not a bad thing. But in a situation where the government cannot provide such employment, can't you look for alternative? As an economist, we believe that when the desirable is not available, the available becomes the desirable. Since the government or the civil service job is not there, we have vast lands everywhere that a lot of us can farm and make livings out of it. We have hides and skin, we have animals that we can convert this into leather work for shoes, bags, belts, and at the end of the day, we can produce it at a very high level and even be exporting it. With that, it will create employment among our youth, both direct and indirect employment.
Thank you very much. If I let you go on, you keep going on, and I can see the passion in you. We will have to go for a break so that we can have the Pidgin segment. We are going to hold on to you after the Pidgin segment. In the Taraba news segment, we'll still have more discussion on this and also do analysis on the Taraba. Yes. So don't go anywhere. Let's be back. Animals, tell us what the principal Bulus said. You must tell us on that. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Shi ga dama ta samu, ina manoma da ke fadin jihar Taraba, dama ta zo gare ku domin matsalar ajiya ta kare. Gwamnatin jihar Taraba tana gabatar da sabuwar fatan buhu, wato Taraba Farm Sack, buhu na hukuma don tattara dukkan amfanin gona a fadin jihar Taraba. Ta haɗin gwiwa tsakanin ma'aikatar kasuwanci, sana'o'i da masana'antu da The Visionaries Network Apex Limited. An kera sabbin buhunan masu inganci, masu ɗauke da tambarin jihar Taraba. Wasu daga ribar amfani da su waɗannan buhunan sun haɗa da tsari amfani da buhu ɗaya daidaitacce a faɗin jihar Taraba, karin kudaden shiga na cikin gida don ci gaban jihar Taraba. Tambarin Taraba a ko'ina yana nuna asalin amfanin gona a kasuwannin Najeriya. 'Yan kasuwa da masu rarrabawa a Yantu Ngada da dukkan kananan hukumomi wannan kira ne domin ku. Kungiyoyin manoma da mambobin amana ku shirya don mafita mafi inganci. 'Yan kasuwa daga ko'ina cikin Najeriya ku shirya karɓan buhuna masu inganci daga jihar Taraba. Domin neman karin bayani tuntuɓi ma'aikatar kasuwanci ta jihar Taraba. Mu gina makomar noma a Taraba da buhu guda ɗaya mai inganci da ɗaurewa. Taraba Sacks na kare amfanin gona da kuma inganta jiharmu. Tirkashi ga dama ta samu. Ina manoma da ke faɗin jihar Taraba, dama ta zo gare ku domin matsalar ajiya ta kare. Gwamnatin jihar Taraba tana gabatar da sabuwar fatan buhu wato Taraba Farm Sack, buhu na hukuma don tattara dukkan amfanin gona a faɗin jihar Taraba. Ta haɗin gwiwa tsakanin ma'aikatar kasuwanci, sana'o'i da masana'antu da The Visionaries Network Apex Limited. An kera sabbin buhunan masu inganci masu ɗauke da tambarin jihar Taraba. Wasu daga ribar amfani da su waɗannan buhunan sun haɗa da tsarin amfani da buhu ɗaya daidaitacce a faɗin jihar Taraba, karin kuɗaɗen shiga na cikin gida don ci gaban jihar Taraba. Tambarin Taraba a ko'ina yana nuna asalin amfanin gona a kasuwannin Najeriya. 'Yan kasuwa da masu rarrabawa a Yantu Ngada da dukkan kananan hukumomi wannan kira ne domin ku. Kungiyoyin manoma da mambobin amana ku shirya don mafita mafi inganci. 'Yan kasuwa daga ko'ina cikin Najeriya ku shirya karɓan buhuna masu inganci daga jihar Taraba. Domin neman karin bayani tuntuɓi ma'aikatar kasuwanci ta jihar Taraba. Mu gina makomar noma a Taraba da buhu guda ɗaya mai inganci da ɗaurewa. Taraba Sacks na kare amfanin gona da kuma inganta jiharmu.
Good news, farmers in Taraba State. Your storage problems are now over. The Taraba State government introduces new official farm sacks, the standard packaging solution for all agricultural products across our state. Through partnership between the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry with the Visionary Network Apex Limited, we're introducing high-quality branded sacks featuring Taraba's identity. The key benefits include uniform standard sacks statewide, increased internally generated revenue for Taraba's development, proud Taraba branding showing the origin of farm produce nationwide. Distributors in Yangtu, Nganda and all local governments, this is your call to action. Farmers Association and Amana members, prepare for better storage. Dealers across Nigeria, get ready for Taraba's premium branded sacks. Together, we build Taraba's agricultural future, one quality sack at a time. Taraba Sacks, protecting your harvest, promoting our state. Announcer Honorable Peter George, the Commissioner.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing SuperCab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the SuperCab app today. SuperCab, your ride your way.
Hey Taraba State, let's ascend to the future. Imagine a world where entertainment, transportation, finance and commerce are at your fingertips 24/7. Welcome to the future. Taraba Business School and Taraba News proudly present a revolutionary lineup of products and services designed to transform your life. Som TV, your premier 247 destination for local and international entertainment, news and educational content. Come to the broadcast of News Hour on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of World News on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of news across Nigeria on Super Media Television.
This is Sport Daily on Som TV.
Good morning, Nigeria. This is the morning show from Sun TV.
Supercab, safe, convenient, and affordable 247 transportation services across Jalingo and Taraba State. Supercash unlocks seamless 247 financial transaction, easy loans, and rewarding savings with our innovative mobile banking solution. Taraba Online Market. Buy and sell local and exotic products. Connect with suppliers and grow your businesses 247 with our vibrant e-commerce platform. TBS e-learning. Access a wall of knowledge with our comprehensive online courses and myriad of professional programs. SuperSoft. Unlock exclusive subscription-based services, discounts, and reward. Don't miss this groundbreaking products and services. Join us as we all celebrate in the future and experience the future today. Taraba Business School and Taraba News, empowering your future 247. Ascend to the future. Hey Taraba State, let's...
Welcome back to the morning show on Sun TV. We still analyzing news, but this time around we'll be looking at stories from the local to Taraba State on the pages of Taraba News paper. And I still have with me my guest were here, Max B.
Yes, Max B, Taraba boy.
Maxwell Bulus Gago, the son of a president.
Yes.
The economist, the advocate for youth, and is also someone who advocates for creation of jobs. And we've been having a very nice discussion with him.
Thank you.
As usual, my partner, not in crime, but doing good things, Mr. Daniel Kukwe, the director of news public affairs on some TV. I also say we're sorry for not bringing you the PJ segment. I know a lot of you are waiting for Bumge Madam Esther. Because we want to do analysis of the address by the governor of the Taraba State regarding the office of the deputy governor we did yesterday. So we just have to chef the pigeon segment for this morning. So bear with us while we take on this. So before we go back to the discussion, let us talk about what our governor said yesterday. Let me do an analysis of what he said based on the. Let me just do some analysis based on the things he said concerning. He said, I've heard the discussion going on in the media among our people about the fact that our state has been without an active deputy governor for several months. I understand the concerns and questions, and I want to speak to you directly, not just as your governor, but as a fellow human being guided by faith, morality, and conscience. He said, I understand the concerns and questions, okay? Say my years of service in the Nigerian military. So he just went ahead to speak about the health of the deputy governor, and the deputy governor felt he was serving Taraba State faithfully on official duty. He went ahead to say okay, let me just take some key points so that we can do the discussion. The governor acknowledged of public concern. He also looked at the context of the situation. The deputy governor fell in while he was on official duty. He also emphasized on the fact that we should place humanity over politics. He frames the issue as a human concern and not a political one. He also spoke about his military values, drawing from his military background. He emphasized solidarity, loyalty, and standing together in difficult time in the spirit, the spirit of esprit de corps. He also has some faith-based guidance. He made quotes from Galatians chapter 6, verse 2, and also Quran, Surah Al-Ma'idah 5, verse 32. And they are used to reinforce the moral duty of compassion. He also asks for support for the deputy governor, calls on citizens to pray for and support the deputy governor and his family during this period. And he also talked about the commitment to constitution. The governor assured that constitutional provisions will be applied if necessary in the future, but compassion is the priority at the moment. He said there is no hidden agenda. He clearly states transparency in decision making and reject political scheming. And he appeals to unity, encourages Taraba to come together across religion and ethnic lines in solidarity. Mr. Ira, these are some of the major points. What's your view on this?
Yes, I want to look at it from 2 points. One, his openness on the matter. He mentioned how this discussion has been in the public domain, and he's responding to it. That shows how he respects the public opinion. For him to react to what he considers is in the public domain, I think is good. And then there is another aspect that he said, all the constitutional requirements have been met, showing respect for the rule of law, but he also reminded the people of the need to consider not only legal compliance, but morality. I think we're all people of faith. If it is established that there is any breaking of law in the context of the way the Constitution of Nigeria is, and he's calling for the moral standpoint considering the issue on the ground, then I think we should give him that, though we actually need things to be better than the way it is now. He has proven that he's committed to it, we're looking forward to things getting better.
Maxwell, what's your take?
Magaji is the name, not Maxwell.
Oh,
but you can just directly call me Max B, or you can say Taraba boy. So I'm sorry, my uncle. I think
let me ask you a question. Are you a villager?
By the definition of Taraba, according to my governor, I am a villager because Taraba is a village. I am a villager, accepted. Anyway, well, I have a contrary view. I feel the governor is not doing well in tackling the issue of the deputy governor. Politically, it's not right. Constitutionally, it's very unwise. There is a time frame that when a political office holder is in office and is sick to certain extent, even though I'm not trying to mock the deputy governor, so the public should not have a different perspective about my response. There is a time frame that when a political office holder is down for a while, his seat can be declared incapacitated. He can be declared incapacitated, then his seat be replaced. What is there? The governor, I understand that the governor is so emotional about his deputy because he loves his deputy. Maybe he is feeling removing the deputy at this point will hinder proper taking care of his health stuffs like that. But let me bring to your attention that the deputy governor has a son who is politically informed. I think his name is, we study in the same school, I think his name is Ibrahim Al-Khali somebody. Okay. Bring in the son, make him the deputy governor. Let him take care of his father, if that is the angle at which you're looking at. You're looking at this thing from. Bring in the son and make him the deputy governor. Instead of not allowing the deputy governor to concentrate, him and his family, to treat himself. Now, like one of my friends said, that this is the right time that people are supposed to be praying for this deputy governor so that he will be healed from whatever illness that he's suffering. Now, but almost every day you keep hearing in the news that the deputy governor this, the office of the deputy governor that. What do you think will be the reaction of the deputy governor or his family when his issue keep coming to the media space? We are all sick. Everybody is sick, but no matter the level of your sickness, once somebody told you, once somebody said to you that you are sick, you will definitely feel bad and demoralized. But by the time you bring in, let's say, the deputy governor's son or a brother to the deputy governor who can still take care of the deputy governor while he's out of office and replace him as the new deputy governor, all these things, all this issue of deputy governor this, deputy governor that will stop, and all things being equal. It will help the deputy governor's emotions to be responding to treatment well. When people are praying for you and you don't have pressure of, oh, these people are saying this, these people are saying this, you will be emotionally balanced, and whatever drugs, whatever treatment you are going to take is going to be very effective. Well, so I call on the governor not to be too religious with emotional with official issues. Everything official should be handled officially. Then there are chances that you can add up political things into it to have a political balance. Period.
Okay, please let me just, if you want it to be as official as possible, devoid of politics, he made a point in that speech that there is no aspect of this that has broken the law, that is not in agreement with what the Constitution says. Now, for governor to be declared incapacitated, it is the deputy governor to be incapacitated, for him to be declared incapacitated. The process is that it has to emanate from the Executive Council, the commissioners and the governor. Now, the Commissioner of Health is a medical doctor, I think so.
Yes.
Now, if he is a member of the Executive Committee and the governor based on the fact that he is voted to be the governor of Taraba State, based on trust that we have, he is capable of discerning to say whether this is right or wrong, whether the deputy governor is sick up to the extent where he will be declared incapacitated. There is no time frame, according to that address, according to the Constitution, that the deputy governor will be away. It is not actually captured like that. If you want to look at it from the books, you understand? So I think if the governor is saying that there is no cause for alarm, I think as Tarabans we should understand, because he's coming from the perspective where he said morality. He finished with the aspect where it is not an illegality. Then you say, okay, what do you expect? We should dump him now? We should throw him away because it's not relevant?
Dumping is not.
That is the perspective. I think that is the perspective. Because he considered that because of emotions, you understand?
Yes,
because of his emotions and because of the fact that he considered this person as an ally. You know, the spirit of esprit de corps.
Yes,
you know, when you're in war fronts like that, you don't allow your brother, even his corpse. We've seen it in movies where even his corpse, you don't allow the corpse. You carry the corpse of a fallen soldier.
But do you know
the point where?
But do you know that there is an easy way of, let's say, helping your brother lift his corpse from the battlefield than you carrying him on your shoulder? You can ask for, what do they call it?
Airlift.
Yes, airlift. But they call it, there's a way they call it in the security terms.
Is it backup?
Yes, backup. You can ask for backup. Then an helicopter will come and pick him. Then you continue your battle, and it will give you a chance to succeed.
Now I'm speaking
Because now you have the burden of
now you carry him on your shoulder.
I'm speaking as a person that is not a member of the
executive council.
Now
I understand.
it is their role, and we trust them to that extent, up to the extent where now if
you are speaking for yourself, you trust them.
No, that's what I'm saying. If he's still the governor, we've not made any. You understand? Yes. If the governor is not being looked as somebody that's incapacitated, because I think that's not the point now. If we can still trust him to be the governor, we should be able to trust his judgment concerning this matter.
Now, who do we trust when he's away? You know that it's not a news that our governor hardly stay in the state. He hardly stay in the state. Who do we trust him? Who do we trust when the governor is out of the state? Who takes over as the governor of the state? If our governor will go out of the state and spend like 2-3 weeks, a state will stay without the governor. Who becomes the governor? Who acts as the governor? Maybe
the deputy governor is not incapacitated up to the extent.
Let me come in here. Using the actions of the government itself. They have told us that he is sick and is on treatment. We have accepted that, and we have not seen him in any public function since I think November
for some months now.
For several months.
More than 6 months.
Confirmed that due to his ill health. And again, the governor himself has appointed someone to oversee the office. So if he is capable of holding his office, no one will be appointed to oversee his office. That is, if you ask me,
yes,
that is my view on that. If he's capable of holding his office, no one will be appointed to assist the office. Now, I want to go on the side of the law. The law may not say it expressly, but the law is not, man is not made for the law. The law is made for man.
The spirit of the law.
The spirit of the law.
And the spirit of the Constitution.
Ensures that, yes. To me, my view on this, we're putting the deputy governor, Alhaji Aminu Alkali. He has served this state in so many capacities. He's a retired civil servant. He's a senior citizen. He's a respected man. Now, in the course of his duty, in the line of duty, he fell ill. Yeah. And it has degenerated to a point whereby people are beginning to question his capability. If you ask me, if we love this man, we should ensure that we take him away from this unnecessary public scrutiny. The state has the resources to place him on first-line charge for his health bills and all that we are, so that people we take away, this talk every day, the news is God, where is the deputy governor? The man should be led to rest, to treat himself. There's nobody that is irreplaceable.
Yes.
But at this point, for his legacy, for his health, and for who he is, we should, I think the best advice is to let him go and face, and rest from this unnecessary public scrutiny. I understand the position of the governor, but I think we are putting more pressure on the deputy governor while he's sick, so that in the future, history will not write it as he was someone who, while he was sick, refused to relinquish his seat. Because that's what history will write, that he didn't. But so I pray for him every day. He's a respected figure, and we should take care of him because of what he has done for us.
Now, before you, I think, let me just say something briefly. Do you know that it is possible for us to see the deputy governor next week? It is possible for us to see him coming back to act, to perform his functions as a deputy governor.
It is very possible.
We are people of faith. We expect that miracles can happen. No matter what has happened to the deputy governor, that we don't have the details. He's sick, this and that. Even if you have the details, no matter how bad it is, I'm looking forward to us praying that a miracle shall happen so that he can come back and assume his responsibilities. Because the way it is going now, it is actually causing unnecessary tension.
And
we must admit that.
And it's sounding like a mockery to his
So let's look forward to him coming back to assume his responsibilities as a deputy governor in a very short time. And I still want us to give, because I'm not a member of the Executive Council,
yes,
we should trust them up to the extent where they'll admit and say, okay, yes, at this point, we've actually seen the need for the process of replacing him to commence. Until then, let's keep hope alive, considering he'll come back, and considering the fact that it is not actually some illegality. It is not against the books, is not against the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it's not against the law. And the morality that has been triggered now, the moral perspective that has been called for by the governor now is another aspect that we all need to consider.
Okay. Well, I think at this stage we would like to call on everyone to respect the privacy of the deputy governor, and also we should keep praying for him and wish him soonest recovery. Over-politicizing the issue is unnecessary, and it is not a good way to respect an elder statesman like the Deputy Governor, Alhaji Aminu Alkali. So that is that for that. I would want us, recently we're still on strike, yes or no? Has the strike been called off?
Yeah,
I think so.
The strike is on.
NLC and TUC.
Before we come to the studio, the strike was still on.
Okay. And I'm still calling out to NLC and the TUC. Was a award that they will be here yesterday morning, and they didn't come, and we've reached out to them, they've not responded. We're still open, the studios is still open for them to come and speak to Tarabas and to keep to their award. I think that is what the responsible thing to do. So we're still calling on the NLC and the TUC leadership who agreed to come to Sun TV to still honor that promise they made. So in your view, you have figures, 7,000 ghost workers screening this, that. Do you think the Taraba State Civil Service is overbloated?
The Taraba State Civil Service is overbloated, is oversaturated, and considering the fact that the state depends on federal allocation, considering the fact that the state depends on federal allocation, all things being equal, the state cannot employ a reasonable number of people. Now, the challenge we are having, I think the challenge we are having in the civil service is there are a lot of backdoor employments. A lot of backdoor employment. You see, yes, window employment. You wake up today and you hear that I heard that so institution is giving employment, but you have to pay certain amount and stuff like that. You know that those things are not genuine. Since the inception of this government, that's in 2023, the governor did not lift ban on employment. So how do people get employed in all those institutions? Now the challenge is people people heading institutions, ministries and parastatals keep giving people job whom were not approved by the constituted authority. Okay, now after giving these people job, all things being equal, the payroll will keep increasing. The figures in the payroll will keep increasing. Okay, there was no employment. There was no new employment, and people keep retiring, people dying. And instead of the expected figures in the payroll, salary scale, whatever, in the payroll to drop, is now increasing. Okay, you allocate, assuming our allocation is 8 million and 8 billion rather, and 4 billion is allocated strictly to salaries in the states. Now, 4 billion used to pay the states is an assumption. I'm an economist, remember. 4 billion used to pay the state comfortably. Okay, after a while, civil servant must die. Civil servant must retire. Instead of that 4 billion to be enough for paying civil servants, then you're coming to tell me that 4 billion is not enough for paying civil servants. You pay and some other people don't get their salaries paid. Okay, where is the problem? It's a good step in the right direction that the governor constituted a screening committee. But the challenge is, who are the people heading the screening committee? How dedicated are these people? How dedicated are they? How informed are they? How credible are they? Are they square peg in round holes, or are they round peg in square holes? So in one of my statements, I always say, when you prioritize interests over competence, definitely you are bound to fail. He who failed to plan to fail. It is actually, I'm sorry to say this, it is actually a slap on the face of the Commissioner of Finance, who chaired the screening committee, that instead of fishing out the ghost workers, the people that were employed through the back door, then your committee, now anything that happened to the states, if it is negative, we blame it on the governor. If it is positive, he takes the glory. The same thing applies to the president. Okay, now you being the chairperson of that committee, you have failed. Come out and apologize to civil servants, these 7,000 civil servants that were declared ghost workers. Come out and say, I am sorry, my committee has failed. Okay, now, no human being is perfect. We have, probably there are issues that have to do with this and this and this and that. You know what happened. You know, definitely by now you should know some of the challenges that brought about this issue of 7,000 ghost workers. You should be able to have an insight. Okay, come out and address the public. I am sorry. That is how good office holders do. I am sorry over what happened, what transpired in this and this and this. But we are trying to fix this and make sure that all things have normalized. Okay, how will you come and declare someone who has been working for years? I heard that allegedly there are some people that even have served for even 13, 14 years. Somebody in level 13, level 14 is about to retire. Then now he's not getting his salary. You see, you tag him ghost worker. Meanwhile, the real ghost workers, people that were employed through the back door, have gotten their salary, and the existing ones have not. Is definitely a slap on the face of our state and people that are responsible for that screening. And I call on them to find a way possible quickly and fix this issue, because the strike itself is causing untold hardship to Tarabans.
Thank you, Magaji.
Thank you.
For that submission you made. No oaths. You didn't hold anything back while speaking on that.
Yeah.
Mr. Iran. Now, this biometric screening, for me, it has created more problem than it's solved. What do you think the government should do now? Some of the opinion that they should just pay everybody and then see the way it can be done. Some of the opinion that a new independent screening committee should be set up by a reputable company that has nothing to do with civil servants around here. And so, what's your opinion? How do we resolve this quagmire?
Yes, on some TV 9 p.m. news yesterday, it was featured that the head of service mentioned how the figure is not 7,000, it's 2,000 plus, but it all boils down to the biometric thing. There is a need for this record to be set straight. If you don't have the data comprehensive of who are or who is on your payroll, you will keep having this problem. Whether it is independent body, whether it is within the states, there is a need for a comprehensive list to be created. Now, if this is created, it will go a long way in solving this problem. The issue of the entry points is another issue, is another factor. You know, there are instances where people believe that until a public announcement is being made for vacancies, employment that are done by other means is not correct. It's not always like that.
But that is the way it should be by the law.
Not necessarily. There are instances where if a governor, for instance, the provost of a college requested from the governor that there are vacancies that needs to be filled up in places like this, and this is the number that we want. The governor can
give approval. In
his position as a governor, can just say, okay, I approve. Look for people to fill up this specific.
Is it meant to look for people, or is meant to be made public as people will apply?
Not necessarily public.
Is that the law or your opinion?
If the governor gives approval.
No, the governor can do it still and it's still not. Is that the law? That is the most important thing. Not what the governor feels. Is that the law? That the governor can say, go and employ without informing
without making it public.
I'm asking, is that the law or it's an opinion?
Well,
because I know employment should be made public.
For everybody to apply.
Not at the discretion of go and look for people to fill this position.
That means I'll fill it up with my family members.
It's a public, even private organizations that all have shares. They don't employ without
public bidding.
Without public.
Now, well, that is it. That is the way it should be. The fact that it should be made public for people to apply. But I'm looking at it from the perspective where if the people that are being employed, if they are qualified to fill those positions, and you keep in, there are so many civil service recruitment that has been done in this state without any public. It has been there for some time now. If you want to go back and set the record straight based on this, you may end up discovering that so many people that have been employed for so many years now didn't follow the process of the fact that this has been
official process of recruitment.
But let's look at having round peg in round holes. You understand? Then the over-bloated aspect of it. There is no need for us to keep civil servants where they are not actually needed. You understand? Let's create efficiency in the system and see to it that you have a comprehensive list of who is on your payroll, and that will go a long way in solving this problem.
Okay. Let me take it. Here they say that the legal framework, Section 1, Section 14, Subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution also promote fairness and equal opportunity in public appointment, which implies open competition at the federal level, the Federal Capital Commission. So these are the exceptions to public advertisements. Okay. These are the exceptions. Political, specialized appointment, that is political appointment, certain advisory position, or security-sensitive roles. They may not be
open to everybody.
Open. The internal promotion within a ministry or agency. This may not be, that is internal promotion, someone that is already in the system. So, but any other thing is that every job from the public space must be advertised so that the public can apply for it. That's what. Before we go, we are out of time. You are telling me a story about someone who was your classmate and what happened. when it comes to employment? Maybe I'm very sure that person is not part of these people struggling over a civil service job.
Lie.
Tell me that story. Round up with that story.
We grew up together. We from primary school. Then from primary school we part ways in when we were admitted into the secondary school. I went to Barewa College Zaria, and he remained in GDSS Lao. The great part of it is we love each other actually, and because of his own parents' perception towards education that you must combine formal education and trading, he keep doing that and grow in it till after our secondary school days. We started some light hustling, even though I do my own hiddenly, because I'm always afraid of what my parents will say or the reaction of my parents. Along the line, a lot of things happened, O-level issues, and later I got admitted into the university. He was still at home. He was home, doing his business, developing himself, and as at when I graduated from university, that's 2009, he did not still enroll in the university. He started, I think, was it 2010 or so, he enrolled in Taraba State University. Before then, he has established himself. He rooted his business so well. He has built his house. In fact, he has gone to Mecca for he has become he has become Alhaji. Now, him going to the university, he's sponsoring himself comfortably. He was able to get his BSc easily without stress like mine. Then at the same time, immediately after his BSc, he enrolled and had his master's. Here I am now, still struggling to root my business into certain things with my BSc, not MSc. You understand? So, in a nutshell, what I am trying to say is, if we want our society or economy to boom, to be vibrant, we must not give the unnecessary priority to just formal education. When you combine the two, you have knowledge-based education, you have practical-based education. When you combine the two, you discover that you excel easily. That is the reason why you see a lot of people who have not even acquired the formal education that focus on business, trade, and stuff like that. They make more money and employ those that have gone to school. I remember sometimes back when Dangote made advertisement for truck drivers. 4 PhD holders applied. Then over 100 or so master's holders applied. So if I don't have a PhD and I can still employ someone with PhD and be living my life comfortable, I think it's not a loss.
Thank you very much. Magaji Bulus Gago.
Remember the Taraba boy, please.
The Taraba boy. Okay,
Taraba boy, very important.
The son of the principal.
Yes. That is always not happy about my hair. Yes, I said it. It's always not happy about my hair. Thank you, Mr. Abraham. Thank you.
Well, I think this is where we draw the curtains on today's edition of the Morning Show. You can agree with me that our guest, Magaji Bulus Gago, has done justice to all this discussion, and he has given us some major points concerning formal and informal education. We must learn to balance these two to solve the problem of unemployment in Nigeria. Thank you, Mr. Daniel.
Thank you very much. I'm always very happy to be here.
Okay, good morning. This is the Sun TV Morning Show. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.